What's going on YouTube? This is LC with Loyal Crypto. Thanks for joining me today. Today I have a special update for you guys, and that is Celer Network Part 2. Now, you know I'm part of the Celer family, and I was late, but I'm glad I was able to get back to you guys with this Celer update because we've been making some waves in the marketplace, and currently right now we took a steep decline, but I'm gonna let you know it's not too much to worry about. I have some metrics for you guys to look out for. Now, let's dive in. Today I have Celer Network. Celer Network is at 8 cents. That's 0.0867 cents. And of course it has a circulating supply of 5.6 billion with a total supply of 10 billion. Just going down here, let's see the 24-hour chart. We see some good consolidation actually. Like if you look at the top right here at 0.104, that's okay because you see we started off in the beginning of the day at 0.09 and now we're ending at 0.086, so not doing too bad off of what we began the day. And just going back to 7 days, still you see a little bumps and grinds. It looks like we have a little mountaintop here. Going out 14 days, as you can see, we had a steep increase in price and now we're leveling off, and I'm gonna go to the chart and show you why I think that's happening. And of course you see this huge rise over 90 days, and let me just go back to a year. We have beat our past all-time high around March 27th of 0.09 cents, and we went up to 0.12 cents, so that's 0.12 cents. So now a lot of people are asking me, what do I think is going on with this steep decline? But first, for the people that don't know much about Celer, let's get them on board the Celer community. Let me show you what Celer is doing. So what is Celer? Celer Network is a layer 2 scaling platform that brings fast, secure, and low-cost blockchain applications on Ethereum, Polkadot, and other blockchains to mass adoption. Celer launched the world's first generalized state channel network and continues to push the frontier of layer 2 scaling with advanced roll-up technology. Applications and middlewares like CELR, C-Bridge, Layer 2 Finance, and more built on Celer have attracted more than 1 million users in the gaming, DeFi, and blockchain interoperability space. So now that you have an idea of what Celer is all about, let me get you over to the price. Alright, so this is a chart that I had previously on Celer Network, and as you can see it has some old price predictions up there. What I see now for Celer, since we just beat our all-time high back in March, I think Celer is on its way to make some new levels. Okay, so let me just run through what I've seen in the previous times here before the massive dip. As you can see, we did a lot to try to stay above our 618 here. The whole market crashed and we fell through, and now it looks like we're making a little arch here. So just to show you what I'm talking about, let me show you. It looks like currently, since we now topped our all-time high, it looks like we're making a little arch, and this can be a cup and handle formation, but that is just speculation on this part because the handle has not formed as of yet. But let me show you what we're looking at currently with this new top. First, before I put up a new fib retracement, I'm just gonna bring your attention to one of our levels being hit right here. As you can see, this is just an old level I had in place, and you can see that price is stabilizing around this. So this is why I keep these lines up here, just to show me that the present still operates on some of the past metrics that we have up, and that's why I love technical analysis. It shows us great levels of support and resistance. Now let me throw away these lines and show you some new ones. Okay, I cleaned up the chart here, and what I'm gonna do is show a new fib retracement. As you can see, we're dancing around our current 382, and what this shows is the 382 is going to be a very, very good level of support because our 382 is where we draw a healthy region where price just wants to take a little break before it resumes. But I don't know if this is going to stop at a 382, so let me show you our 50. And currently we're around 0.08, but our 50 is going to be at 0.072, and our 618 is going to be at 0.060, and that is going to give us 6 cents. So if this thing pulls down to 6 cents, I see it still being very strong and very healthy to keep going to the upside. Once we start breaking past the 618, I want to make sure you guys are ready, because it's a possibility that we're losing strength. And the next level I have here is going to be our 786, and that's going to give us a price of 0.042. And lastly, our 836, and that's going to give us a price of 0.037. Now these metrics are just going to show us other layers of support, but we may run out of steam if we hit these levels, such as the 786 or the 836. I want this thing to stay around the 618, and I'm going to be confident that it's going to still be going to the upward stratosphere. Okay, so now that we showed the short-term fib retracement, I'm just going to draw this thing out and show you where our long-term retracement is, because the long-term retracements are always going to give us stronger support levels than our short-term. And of course, let me draw this out here, and boom. So if I line that up right there, right now, I'm going to just show us the 382 is going to give us a price of 0.079, and the 50 is going to give us a price of 0.065. Okay, so on the long-term retracement, I don't want it to break past the 50, because that means it is losing 50% of the momentum that we've gained long-term. And now that we shot past prior all-time highs, I'm looking to make new heights, and it shouldn't break past that 50. So if it goes down, and which it actually did, as you can see, let me zoom in here, let me get this out the way now. As you can see, it hit our long-term 382, and the 382 is going to be a strong guide for us. So let me just zoom in a little more. Now, what I want to see next is us start to break and hold above this baseline. The baseline is always going to be a strong case to show if we're still being bullish, okay? So if it breaks past this baseline again and starts to continue to hold above it, that just means we're ready to break into new heights, and I'm ready to make some more money in Celer, okay? Now, momentum has definitely shown since we reached that low level in the market around July. We started to trade and hold above the baseline continuously. We broke past it a couple times. We did some sideways consolidation. We broke past one more time there, and then we started to continue to move above that baseline. Now I'm waiting to see if this is going to be a short-term break under the baseline, break above it, and then this momentum is going to carry us through the 10-cent mark. So just going down to my trend indicators, scroll up here. What I'm currently seeing, let me get some of these lines out of the way. So our first trend indicator here, it looks like we broke through our zero line, and now we're trending toward being in oversold regions. I want to see if it's going to hit on this oversold mark. Once it starts to hit on that oversold mark, that would be a good place for entries. So if it breaks past the long-term 382 and come down to our long-term 50, and again, the long-term 50 is going to be around the 0.065 cent mark. If it does something like that, I can definitely see this thing being a strong buy, because we're not going to hold these regions for too long if we continue with this momentum. Again, always look at volume, okay? Look at the volume here. We barely were able to break past, let's say, 285 million in volume, and I have a 4-hour chart up here. But now, as we starting to gain extreme momentum, we're around 736 million on the high end, and we continue to hold a strong range here. So when I'm looking at momentum, I'm looking at volume, and the volume can't lie to us. A lot of people are looking at Celer, and I think this is going to be a great time for us in this community. So let me bring up the stochastics RSI, just throw up a 50 line here. What I'm basically seeing here is it's not giving me too many signals. I definitely want to see if it's going to start making more bounces above that 50 line. It is doing some of that in here as I stretch this out. It's not giving me too many signals if it's going to the upside or downside, but I'm going to keep an eye out for that. But basically what our trend indicator is showing, that we're currently in a down slope. As you can see, we were overstretched here because we were going into overbought regions. So it's basically a good time for us to cool off. The dip to me is just a healthy dip, because when we start to go into those regions, I want Celer to take a break so we can continue to move forward. I'm gonna again look to see if it's going to hit this oversold mark. If it does a nice bounce on that, that may be a good signal to buy in. And I'm also gonna look to see if we can get back over and hold this baseline here. So once we do that, I'll be very confident that this is going to be the time for us to hit some new extreme all-time heights. Now let me give you a price prediction. All right, scrolling out here, let me get some of this out of here. Okay, backing it all the way out here, I'm gonna give us a long-term price prediction. Now we're gonna start from this point here and go to the new swing high. And let's say, for instance, right now we're at our long-term 382, right? I'm gonna go down to our long-term 50 because I'm not sure if it's going to slow down right there at that 382 or it's going to come back a little further. But if it comes down to that 50, I'm still very bullish on this. And as you can see, we're still hitting some of the price predictions that I had before we took that huge downtrend with the market. Now, since we're coming back into a new wave here, I'm going to show you that. Let me get this out the way, and this one here. I see now currently at our 1.272 is going to give us a price of 22 cents. That is 0.225. And then that's going to be in between our 1618. And that is going to give us a price of 0.269. And that's a little over 26 cents. So let's just say 27. And on the high end, I have a price at our 2.618, and that's going to give us a price of 0.397. So 39 cents to 40 cents. I see that being a huge price to take profits because I think CELR is going to be around for the long term, but I definitely always want to take profits as we're going through these ups and downs. At this price that we at right now, you can more than triple your money here, and I think this is just being conservative, okay? Very conservative, because I think CELR will hit $1 before the end of this bull run is over, but I can only show you right now what the price and the charts are showing me, and I think 40 cents or 39 cents is definitely very, very reasonable. Well, there you have it. Please like, subscribe, and share. And reach out to me at lolcrypto13@gmail.com if you're looking for crypto consulting services. And like always, I'm going to keep coming to you with these altcoin gems, so stay tuned. 1.